Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Bulverde, Texas, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Sanciuc, with Anchor Realty for making this tour possible. I'll be sure to leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, family, the first thing you notice is the clean architectural lines. Now, you are going to have stucco on the exterior. You are situated on over an acre. Also, you are going to have the circle driveway, so plenty of space in the front yard, and then we'll get to the backyard a little bit later on. Now, as we go up the steps right here, you see it is elevated slightly, but then not only that, look at the massive picture windows. So you are going to notice a lot of gorgeous details, but more importantly, the modern look on the outside. And then of course on the inside, you'll see that in just a second. Now, I'll give you a better glimpse. What's neat about the property is right here on your front door. So you are going to have this massive covered front porch right here. Now, that door is one of the heaviest doors I've ever felt in my life. It's solid metal, as you can see. And then, of course, they did brush it with a little bit of that nice copper look. Now, we'll get inside of here, and that way you can see how interactive this floor plan is. All right. So immediately when you walk in, you see the double height ceilings. As you can see, recessed lights. This home is flooded with that, which I know you can appreciate. Now you have your floating staircase right over here to the right. You are going to have the gorgeous white oak floors throughout the home, and you'll see that especially as we continue. Now, before we walk the rest of the property, let's open up some of these doors. You got a coat closet right here whenever you walk in to the right. And then I'll slowly pan you to the left, and we'll go over here to our study. Now you see the sliding door right here, so you can go ahead and close that completely, and it just has that discreet look. But right when you walk in here, look at this. All the natural light you could ever want inside of a property. You have the massive picture windows right there, LED ceiling fan, the continuation of the recessed lights, and look how grand this looks. So it's not overly massive, but it certainly gets the job done, but is, adequate for a nice office. Now, as we go ahead and continue, you have the open dining area right here to the left, and then it's just an extremely interactive floor plan. That's what you are going to notice, especially whenever you walk in here. Now, heading to the great room, you got your clear story windows on top. That's your bifold doors. Then you have that sleek fireplace right over here. And then, of course, they kept with the sleekness all the way to the ceiling. If down the road you ever wanted to add a fireplace around, you can maybe add some natural stone or something like that. That certainly is no worries. But for this being a spec home, very impressive. Now, look how open this is. Love that you can see the second level right over there. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Now, heading inside of the kitchen, you got marble countertops, and then you see the marble backsplash. Then you do have the chrome pot filler, the LED pendant lights hanging down, and then you'll notice the LED light fixture right here above your dining room table. All right. So now as we continue in here, you got Thor appliances, as you can see. So stainless steel, extremely open. You do have the sink inside of the island. So if you are doing dishes, you have family right over there, that's certainly going to work perfectly. Now, you have your ice maker in here, beverage fridge straight ahead over there as well. Your Thor dishwasher, we'll see that right here, brand spanking new. And for this one, this property is in a gated community. So you're in Belle Oaks, and then the space that you have between your neighbors, and you see that as you're driving along. It's a massive neighborhood, to be honest with you. Now, you see the LED lights for your under cabinet lighting. So that illuminates all of your counter space without any challenges. And then right over here, I'll show you the depth in here. So you will have the chrome hardware, very discreet, as you can see. You have stacked cabinets in here, so that continues all the way up there to the ceiling. You have the sleek vent hood right above here. You got your 6 burners and your griddle, so you can whip up any kind of dish you can think of. That certainly will accommodate it. Now, as always, let's take a look at our refrigerator. Okay, just a couple Ozarka waters, no Diet Cokes or Sprites that we'd be seeing in there. Now you also have some additional cabinetry right here. You don't necessarily have a pantry, but you do have an abundance of cabinets to store any dry goods that you can think of. And then I just wanted to show you this real quick before we continue. You got your spice rack right over there. Okay. And then before we continue, let's do a full pan and then we'll continue straight ahead over there. So really, I walked through the property to turn on all the lights, but at the end of the day, with these massive windows and this time of the day, you probably will not have the lights on. Now, also, I want to point out that those are recessed lights, but also they're dimmable. So if you press another button, the outer ring of it has this warm lighting that just kind of gives it that nice ambiance, especially around the nighttime. You might want to put that on. Now this will be right underneath your floating staircase, and then you got your temperature controlled wine room right here. Look at that. Let me know in the comments if you can guess how many bottles this can hold. I'm going to throw a guess out there. I always go with my magic number, 120. So don't hold me to it. But then I also love how elegant this looks. So you got your glass panes, you close that off. Even if you're not a huge wine drinker, you have some wine bottles in here. It just adds to the aesthetic of the property. Okay, so now continuing on this side of the house, you got a storage closet. You already got your built-in shelving ready to go. And then now heading to our laundry room. Look at this. So to the left, you got your dog wash already ready to go. And then the cool thing is you head right in here from the garage and you only need to walk a few steps. Now, here you got the wall-to-wall cabinets. As you can see, you have the glossy cabinet fronts, and then you have some counter space over here. You have a decent amount of space for a moderately sized washer and dryer, so you certainly can accommodate any kind of laundry that you may need to. And then this is going to be your 3-car garage. Again, you have the circular driveway and it continues up here too. So parking should never be an issue for you. As you can see, look at those massive windows right there. And wait till we get to the second level. You'll certainly see the views that you get. And then look at this, comes with a John Deere. You are ready to go. Just kidding. I know everything is negotiable. That was just here when I got in here. Okay. So the primary is downstairs. We'll continue around here to the right, but you could obviously open those up. So that's a quick access door straight ahead right there. But if you wanted to fold these up, have that indoor outdoor living, you see the extended patio right there. You have a balcony right above that. You'll see that in just a moment. And then you see you still got your concrete. Over here is a full bath. So if you were to possibly add a pool and spa here, you only need to walk a couple steps and go ahead and do so. Wash off. You got your rain shower head ready to go. Almost zero threshold. And then right over here, you got your floating vanity, quartz countertops, the chrome mirror frame, and the chrome sconce. So you're seeing a lot of modern elements throughout the property. Some folks may call it too modern, but really just depending on your personal preference. Let me know if this would work for you. Okay, so now heading into our private or primary suite rather. Look at that. So that is a queen bed, your 2 nightstands, but you see the room that you have on both sides. You can obviously add the king bed without any issues whatsoever. Not overly massive, but still elegant and simple at the same time. And then the continued picture windows overlooking there. You do also have the egress windows right here. All right, and which you have been waiting for right here. So you do got your freestanding tub right over there, but then you see you got your floating vanity, dual sinks, chrome sconces on both sides, and then the under cabinet lighting right underneath there. Beautiful. And then in here you will have the quartz, but the way it matches with all the materials It really blends in perfectly. Now heading over here, one thing I know you can appreciate is we have a shower bench. You know, what's interesting is, gosh, it's been about 2 weeks since we've toured some of these properties and seen a shower bench inside of the shower. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if it was out of style or something, but I know you can appreciate that. Now, I would just add a shower niche in here, but other than that, looks wonderful. And then of course you got the herringbone pattern shower floor. So you got the glossy tile, as you can see inside. Straight ahead is your water closet. And then let's go ahead and see our primary closet. Okay, not bad. So you have your built-ins ready to go rather. You have your chrome rods, built-in drawers. I'll open up some of these for you. So you could add any accessories that you need, soft closing. And then you have some additional shelving over here. Okay, so I'm noticing a lot of chrome in here, from the fixtures to the faucets. And then of course, blending in with the glossiness of the bathroom. So far, if you haven't, let me know what's your thoughts on this particular property. Could you see yourself living here? Let me know. All right, so it looks like we've seen the entire first level. Now, I want to preface this by also saying, typically with some of these spec homes, and my long-term subscribers know that the upstairs usually is not staged. If they do stage it for a spec home, it's usually bonus. They might use it as a model or showcase their product, but you're still going to see the elegance. We'll start right over here to the left and work our way around the perimeter. Now, heading straight over here, you got this little nook area or loft area, if you want to call it that. I would just add some decor right there just to spice it up a bit. Now, you have a unfinished or finished area. You can use this as a storage closet, storage attic, but really the possibilities are endless. You can use this as a man cave or a woman cave. You got your furnace over here, both of them. And let me know in the comments what you would use that as. Okay, first bedroom upstairs. You have the plush carpet in here. Again, the egress window straight ahead, but you still have an abundance of natural light. You could fit a queen bed in here, 2 small nightstands and a dresser, and you certainly will be good to go. You got your closet. It's not a walk-in necessarily, but it still certainly should accommodate a wardrobe, especially if you have a dresser and depending on if you like to fold the clothes or hang them up more often. Now this is going to be a Jack and Jill bath. You see right here, you got quartz countertops, dual sinks, and then the same sconces and mirror frame that we seen earlier. Right over here, you got your shower tub combo. Look at the depth of that tub right there. Wow. And then some more chrome. You even see the chrome on the handles. All right, second bedroom upstairs. This is our third one. Egress window here. Exact same size as the one we just come out of. So if you have 2 kiddos that are around the same age, this will be perfect for them. I have 2 daughters and a son. So one daughter is 7, about to turn 8, and then the other one is 4. And they are 2 peas in a pod. They are inseparable. So this would be the perfect rooms for them. Okay, so now we come back out here, heading to our next bedroom right here. Look at this one. Now there might be a little bit of fighting over this particular room right here because look at the view that you would get. The picture windows over here overlooking the mature trees and those rolling hills. Beautiful. Now you're going to have, or they are going to have their own bathroom right here. And this one has the walk-in closet. So whoever gets this room, I tell you, might be a little jealous. Got your plush carpeting right over there. And now heading in here. So the last one we saw, it was a Jack and Jill, but it was shower tub combo. You're gonna have your full walk-in shower here. See the rain shower head that we get, that modern shower surround. And then I'll turn you around so you can see the vanity. Okay. So very elegant. You know, I like to bring model homes to the channel and also some spec homes just to highlight some of their work. It's a lot of attention to detail that go into some of these properties, and it's nice to see them bringing their product to life. Okay, so now overlooking the great room, as you can see. This looks like a door right here, but it just adds to the aesthetic from the outside. You might have noticed that massive look where your covered front porch is. So now heading over here, you see the panoramic views throughout the property. So you have a loft area right over here, but then you have a wet bar. So if you wanted to use this as something separate, maybe like a little, you know, flex space or a game area, a game room rather, you can do so. And then head over here. Now you are going to have your first powder bath. So remember, the one that was close to the great room was a full bath downstairs. So you got your pocket door right there. Similar vanities that we've been seeing, but then look at the glass panes along the railings right here. So let me know in the comments what you would use this space for. And then also, could you see your family and yourself living here for an extended period of time? Let me know. So then you have all of that. And then if you have your guests come over here and go to your balcony. So you see the continued glass panes along the railings right over here as well. So you've seen that on the inside and the outside. Got your modern light fixtures on the outside, but just look at the amount of space that you can have over here. So if you have folks being entertained downstairs, some folks can come up here and take advantage of these incredible views. And then you see the mature trees surrounding the property, so you still have an element of privacy. Okay. So it looks like we've seen everything on this side. And I tell you what, this door right here is heavy too. So the front door was heavy in this one. So quality materials, I know you can appreciate that. That's a solid iron door right over here. Okay. And then also, I want to highlight this too. You have an additional beverage fridge. You might have seen the same one inside of the kitchen. All right. So we've seen the entire first level and the second level. Let's go ahead and take a look at the backyard from ground level, and that way everything should come full circle. Now also, you know, we're looking at homes right now to purchase, and you see that window right there. Well, my fiance, she wants to have there's a model by Perry Homes, and they extend this window right here, and it's more vertical, right? And it just creates that nice aesthetic according to her. And in this instance, what we were told is that a lot of times when they do that, that way it leaves you a little bit of space to add some decor right there, maybe a little bar area or something down the road. So let me know what you think about that window. But now we're gonna go ahead and head outside. Head into your backyard. So you have the covered area, as you can see right over here to the left, and then the additional uncovered area. If you did want to still have some sun to be able to take advantage of that, you can add a pergola or something like that, and then that would certainly suffice. That way it still allows the sun in there, but you're not baking, you're right? You don't want to cook to death. But look at this. So a ton of space, perfect for the entire family, a growing family, a downsizing family. It really is versatile. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Bulverde, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.